she gets the dick pic.
Something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to And Just Like Yap. I am Andy.
I'm Caroline.
And we are back with episode 4. And after episode 3, oh boy! I watched episode 4 immediately after because I was like, I need to know immediately what is going to happen. How about you, Caroline?
Yeah, I mean, how can you not, with like a cliffhanger like that we just like left off discussing on episode 3, it was so crazy. It was giving like daytime sweeps, like if you used to watch soaps or anything like that. I was like, oh my god. Little did we know the end of episode 3 was just like the base of the summit of how crazy it would get.
Good rock climbing references, Caroline.
Yeah.
We immediately see that we are starting the episode with Laura's POV. Laura is in the car. She is clearly on the way to Cherry because she is calling her and telling her that she is on the way to the flat. We don't know yet exactly what's going on with Daniel because in the last episode, the last beat, we hear some like maybe gurgling, maybe breathing. So like we're like, oh my God, did he live after they took him off the ventilator? And Laura is in the car and she is rehearsing what she is about to say when she sees Cherry.
The tone that she was rehearsing this in, she was like, Daniel, he's made it. Like, trying to act like he's on Great British Bake Off, and it's like, oh, he made a wonderful tart. Trying to sound so neutral, and I was like, this was crazy.
This woman should not be driving a car, operating heavy machinery right now. Like, her son just almost died. She is glassy-eyed, has reckoned with the fact that she has to now tell Cherry, like, oops, I'm sorry, he didn't die, and she's trying to figure out how she's gonna frame that.
There is no phrasing of words that come out of this where Laura comes out like she's on the good side.
No, and like it's Cherry, who she has already like tried to pin to the wall so many times about lying. So she's like trying to figure out like, is there a way that I can phrase this that makes it seem like, oh, we thought he was dead, but he's not. Or like, I didn't really mean he was dead.
Actually, I said he seemed dead.
And she gets to the flat and Cherry pulls up like a bat out of hell in Daniel's truck. She is like driving very quickly, very unsafely, hops out of the car, and she looks amazing. She's in a full outfit, throwing a full fit, sunglasses on, she's got shopping bags. And from Laura's perspective, she's like, what happened to you being like shattered and grieving? You look amazing, and you're very casually like, oh, you're here, have you been waiting long? Like, who cares? So from Laura's perspective, it's just like, this is not the attitude of somebody who like just lost the love of their life. Like, she doesn't know he's still alive. And they head into the flat, and Cherry like throws her stuff down and is immediately like, ooh, sorry, I really didn't have time to clean up. She's taken pizza boxes and takeout containers
wine bottles.
And like bottles. And Laura, of course, finds Daniel's credit card on the floor, picks it up, looks very disappointed, and puts it in her bag.
I just noticed it says Dr. Daniel Sanderson. I don't think I noticed that before, and I was like,
do you get your title on your credit card?
Is that a thing? I don't. I was like, this man is really trying to prove to everyone he is a real doctor, and allegedly. And I'm like, 4 episodes in, I have not seen this man step foot into a doctor's office.
Sure haven't. So yeah, this indicates to Laura, we're supposed to assume like, oh, Cherry seems to be like fine. She's just like chilling at the apartment, like eating takeout, spending Daniel's money. And if true, so dark, so dark. And then she sits on the couch and pulls out the smoking gun, a pair of boxers, and immediately was like, did Daniel stay here before the accident? Because she's trying to suss out, are these Daniel's boxers, or is Cherry already sleeping with somebody else because she thinks that Daniel is dead? Now, I don't believe that she wouldn't know whose boxers these were because she's so intimately connected with her son, and we've heard so many times that she does his laundry. So like, you don't know what kind of boxers he has? Really? Laura lets her imagination run wild, and also she came over here in good faith, but it seems like as soon as she sees Cherry, her brain just flips and is like, I'm going to assume ill intent, no matter what.
Laura can try her best to have her wits about her, but just the sight of Cherry just like sets her off. Like, there's no logic when it comes to her seeing Cherry.
It makes sense even more so because, like, her son almost died.
Correct.
And
Yeah. She's
Cherry was there at the accident.
I'm also shocked. I would think just the way that Laura handles Daniel, that there's not like a monogram in all of his clothes. That it's like, this belongs to Daniel Sanderson. Because that's something I could see Laura doing.
Oh, absolutely.
Like you're going to camp. Like
yes,
when you have to like iron everything on going to camp.
Oh, yeah. There was a period of my life where the bottom of every single one of my socks had my last name in Sharpie. I don't know. If your mom's doing all of your laundry and your mom also, like, clearly has a crush on you and wants to date you, she doesn't recognize your boxers? I don't know. And then Cherry pulls out a Ralph Lauren box and says, you can tell me which one's right. And at first I was like, what is she talking about? Is she just, like, showing Laura her shopping? Like, that seems weird. And Laura so is like, no, stop showing me your shopping. Like, we need to talk. I know Daniel was very important to you. And Cherry was like, he was everything to me. And then Cherry spills the beans that on their trip to Winter's Leap, Daniel had proposed. And she twists the knife even more and said, we would have been family, Laura. It's what Daniel would have wanted. And yet again, we get another moment where the paths split and Laura could take the high road. She could take it. But she's so mad. She's so mad she cannot do it. And the idea that Daniel is now alive and it turns out that he wanted to marry Cherry. So it's not just that, like, I need to be honest and, like, maybe they're not going to get back together. Like, now there's a threat looming.
Right.
That if they get back together, he may still want to marry her and I would have to deal with this bitch for the rest of my life. And she snaps and immediately turns around and is like, we had the funeral. Again, similar to telling her that he had already died, like, what?
Well,
what?
Okay, my question is, how much time has passed between him, like, getting into the hospital, because she's wearing the same outfit that she was wearing when they were just on the phone, like, 40 minutes before this. Was this an hour later after he, like, had consciousness that she, like, ran back to the house? Like,
she says to Cherry, like, sorry, I haven't been in touch much the last couple of weeks. So I
he's
think
been in the hospital in a coma for weeks before this happened.
Either he's been in a hospital in a coma for a couple of weeks, or he got out of the coma 2 weeks ago and he's been in the hospital recovering and she still hasn't been in touch with Cherry. Regardless, it doesn't necessarily matter. I think we are finding out that, like, however rich Laura is, she still has, like, a pretty tight capsule wardrobe. The tether has snapped and Laura has decided she cannot risk this woman becoming a part of her family, and just doubles down on her lie that he is dead. And this is, again, I think you said last episode, like, we've been kind of back and forth about whose side we're on, and this is where we're like, nope, we really can't go back. Like, Laura is the villain right now because she has accused Cherry of being such a cruel, heartless, dangerous liar, and these are the biggest lies anybody has told in this show so far. Like, that's crazy.
I know. And we're maybe 7 minutes into the episode. So it's
I know.
Like, where are we going from here? It's very much like, it feels like if she's done this, the sky's the limit. Anything is possible. Yeah. There is no moral quandary to Laura anymore. Like, everything is past that. Everything is like tunnel vision. For my son, I am protecting my son from this evil woman and her evil vagina.
The center has collapsed, and now we're going to get Lilith to pull out one of her culturally appropriative chopsticks from her hair and just stab Cherry right in the eye.
Because she doesn't have to kill Bill. She's got to kill Cherry.
Yeah. To clarify something we've been curious about, Laura does say, after Cherry mentions that Daniel proposed, like, she's like, you guys were only dating for a couple of months.
Yeah.
So timeline-wise, that's kind of where we're at. And then, of course, Cherry immediately is like, what in the absolute fuck do you mean you already had the funeral and you didn't tell me? And Laura's like, it was private. We just wanted it to be family, like, just like we did with Rose. again, pulling out the rose card to like
I
reemphasize, like, not only have I lost my son, I also lost my daughter, remember? And Cherry is rightfully like incredibly upset. Like, she doesn't hear from Laura at all, only to say that Daniel's dead. And then the next time she hears from her, it's like, you're too late to even process your grief with us. Like, we were not interested in having you there.
I'm just shocked she didn't call Howard once.
At this point, I would believe that even if she had tried to call Howard, he probably wouldn't have picked up. And she has no other allies. Like, she's not going to call Isabella or Brigitte. No. She's not calling Carlotta in Spain. Laura takes Daniel's stuff that Cherry had back to their mansion, including his laptop, which you saw that Cherry was using, which she also took issue with. Cherry, please sign out of your stuff before you give over his laptop.
I know.
This was shocking, mainly because, yeah, it's shocking that she decides to, like, now that she has decided that her son is dead to her, she needs to double down on this lie and cover all of her bases.
Yep.
The other shocking part is, like, this is a woman over 50 who is apparently very capable of using technology and social media, which I don't believe.
I know. She's, like, gone to the Mark Zuckerberg school of just, like, social, like, she's hacking the mainframe. Like, I was very impressed with, like, the swiftness of all, she didn't even need to call Brigitte. Like, she knew what she was doing.
She also then, once again,
oh my God.
This is the only issue I have so far with the show as far as, like, willing suspension of disbelief. This is not how the internet works. Cybersecurity has advanced more than this.
No, most every place, like, including, like, I don't know, dairyqueen.com makes you have two-factor authentication these days. Like, she would get a text on her phone saying, hey, here is the 6-digit code that you need to get your password. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, I got logged out of Instagram and couldn't remember my password and didn't have a recovery code, and I literally had to send a picture of myself holding up, like, the date. Like, it was like some sort of, like, I don't know, mugshot.
You've been held hostage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like, in order to, like, get back into my Instagram account. Also, like, wouldn't it alert Cherry? Whatever. Doesn't matter.
Right. Also, her password, like, come on. Cherry L523. Like, girl, that is the most hackable password in the world. There's no special character in her password.
And then in the pile of things that Cherry haphazardly gave to Laura is this overdue outstanding invoice for Stonehaven Nursing Home and Charitable Trust. We have not seen or heard anything about a nursing home yet. There was a little sticky note on top of it from Cherry's mom that said, Cherry, please sort this out. And we are £5,332 overdue outstanding to this nursing home. So we don't know what the deal is with that. Of course, like, this probably just makes Laura feel, like, even more validated of, like, oh, this bitch is in debt. Like,
what is this nursing home? Like, what is this about?
But Laura gets interrupted because Cherry has come to the house. She knows Laura is there because Laura's car is there. And from Laura's perspective, Cherry's banging on the door and she's like, I will fucking break down this door. You're not going to get rid of me, you bitch. Like, it's very aggressive. Even if it wasn't actually this aggressive from Cherry's perspective, which we'll see later. I know you only dated him for 2 months, but, like, he proposed to you, and really, like, the family isn't even going to tell you anything about his burial. Like, that's wild. But
that I would have the same reaction. Like, this is like a very justified reaction in this moment.
But of course, like, Laura, poor Laura is, like, cowering in the corner and, like, doesn't want to, like, show her face. And immediately Laura's like, what am I going to do? What else do I have to do to, like, fake my own son's death? And she calls Howard and is like, what about taking Daniel to Spain for his recovery? And she's doing so much work here to justify this of, like, it would just be better for him if we go to Spain. We can have time as a family. Really playing into things that she knows Howard is vulnerable about, which is, like, having time with her. This is where we're seeing, like, she accused Cherry of being, like, so diabolical and, like, so calculated. And she's being way more diabolical and calculated.
And also, my thought was, okay, this man almost died. Can he get on a plane? Like, I'm just so confused at the extent of, like, the injuries and what happened to him.
Yes.
And, like, what his health is, I would think a doctor would not say, like, yeah, go ahead, take him on a plane. Shouldn't he be in, like, a rehab facility or something?
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think this is where your analogy to soap operas is pertinent, because I think in the case of Daniel's injury, we kind of have to just apply soap opera logic that he's just kind of miraculously capable of doing things that he probably shouldn't be doing. So she comes up with a plan to take him to Spain so that, like, we can continue to fool Cherry into believing that, like, Daniel is no longer with us. I did have a moment, though, of, like, if they're this rich and this much in the public eye, wouldn't it be semi-public knowledge that he is not dead? Like, his obituary wouldn't be anywhere. Like, it doesn't fully read to me that it would be this easy to pull this off if they are such a wealthy, visible family. So then we are on a private jet. Daniel is lying down like Beth March in her sick bed.
Convalesced.
Lying down, well, in the sky.
Did you manage to get a hold of Cherry?
Yes, of course, the first words out of his mouth. And Laura is like, ugh, no, she's such a bitch, right?
I know.
Some people only want to be around for the good times. Again, this is like, now that you've told these two big lies that he was dead and we already had the funeral, you just cannot stop lying. Like, there's no end to the lying. Like, in order to make this work, now you are lying to your son. You're lying to Howard. You're lying to yourself. Like, at this point, she is like, she's doing all this because she believes it's the right thing to do. But, like, to be like, no, she's just a bad person. She didn't want to be around now that she knew that, like, you were recovering from a head injury.
Yeah.
What a thing to tell your son.
It's really, like, you have to have some sort of, like, a diagnosis where you're, like, able to just allow yourself to fully, like, it's like you just have to immerse yourself. Like, it's a polar plunge of lies. Yeah. Like, you just have to really be like, okay, I'm believing this so much it's reality at this point.
And that will mess with your head. That will mess with your head. Once you have allowed yourself to be like, you know what? None of this is true, but in order for me to move on, I have to believe it's all true. Like, then your full perception of reality is just like, meh, it's gone.
And girl, I'm dating Andrew Garfield. We can all tell each other these lies. Like,
oh God. And then this. So she gets Daniel a new phone because presumably his, got lost or crashed in the accident, whatever. She changes Cherry's number in his phone to the number of another secret phone that she got. She is in secret phone lie territory.
This is like diabolical. Like, I guess you're dabbling in art, but what about your tech background? Because this is the levels of, like, tech savviness to do all of this is crazy.
Can you imagine that conversation at, like, the Verizon store or wherever of, like, I need to replace my son's phone because of an accident. And also, I need another phone for other reasons.
You know what? That's not the first time they've done that, because, the amount of men out there with secret second families and, like, people,
that's true.
Like, they're like, oh yeah, we got a room for that in the back. Like,
yeah. They're like, how would you feel about an upgrade for your cheating phone?
Ooh, that sounds really nice, actually.
If you want to have a third affair, we could give you an iPad.
And then, if you've got another family, we can get you a family plan.
They're fine. Yeah. Phone companies have probably made bank on the fact that people have secret lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, she could have just, like, put any old number in there, but she put the number to a phone that she has. Oh, I hate it. Then we're having dinner al fresco at the Spain house. Daniel does not want his food to be cut up and fed to him by his mummy. Like, I think he would be in much better spirits if Cherry were there or were at least contacting him. Like, clearly the issue is not that your mommy is trying to feed you. It's that Cherry has not reached out and he's throwing a tantrum about that. And then Laura goes to her desk and pulls out her secret phone and is so disappointed to find out that Daniel has been reaching out to Cherry. What did you think was going to happen? That's why you got the phone in the first place, you psycho.
Girl. Like, did you think full body injury was going to stop his love for Cherry? No. It's made it worse.
going to happen. Not going to happen. And the fact that she is checking this phone, like you could have just put it in a drawer, but she's checking it. She wants to know. It's such an invasion of privacy. It's so gross.
It's just very much like, what did you expect to like find on your phone? Like, what from your son texting the person he was engaged to? Like, I just don't, it's not going to end well. You're going to see things you don't want to see.
And we're gonna get there. And then to continue covering her bases in faking her son's death, she calls Isabella and is like, can you tell Brigitte to like keep her mouth shut about Daniel's recovery? Mm-hmm. And Isabella's like, I don't understand what you could possibly mean by that. And she was like, well, he's just in a really fragile place. And like, I just don't want people talking about him. And Cherry still hasn't reached out and he's just really depressed about it. So like, I just don't want to add insult to injury. I feel like every screenshot of this whole episode, I'm going to be like, I can't.
Again, and I know famously we said we support women's rights and women's wrongs in these first few episodes, but like, I don't know that like, you know, really creating a whole different reality about lying, saying that your son died is like one I can really be on board with. I don't know, call me crazy.
I know. It's really, you're making it very hard for us, Laura. Like, I want to be on your side, but you're making it so difficult.
Impossible.
Yeah, and we see, you know, Daniel sitting down and, you know, he's got his cane and his arm is still in a sling.
This man should not be at a villa.
Now we are heading to Cherry's POV, and we are going all the way back to when Cherry found out from Laura that Daniel had died. So Cherry finds out this news from Laura on the phone. She's immediately devastated and goes into Daniel's backpack that he had brought with him on the trip that she had taken home. And he's got a sweatshirt that she, you know, does the classic, like, breathe in his scent from the sweatshirt. She puts on his boxer shorts. So they were indeed his boxer shorts.
Like we knew. Though
Laura could not, for the life of her, place them, even though, I don't know, seems like someone who would be very interested in what boxer shorts her son was wearing.
I would imagine she probably has a few pairs, like, in her dresser.
Yeah, and then, this really broke my heart. Like, Olivia Cooke is such a good actress, and when a really talented actor is displaying grief and loss, like, it really just, and she hit me right in the heart. She was so upset. She calls his phone just to get his voicemail and hear his voice, and she says, please just come back, which, you know, to her is like completely futile. We as a viewer know, like, well, he could, but she's just absolutely destroyed, absolutely devastated, and, you know, rightfully so. And then we see her head out shopping, and she is at Ralph Lauren. I will say she's done up super nicely for somebody who's in mourning, but, like, who am I to judge someone's mourning process? I have to assume because when you're super rich, you can't go shopping without looking as nice as the store does, a la Pretty Woman.
Yeah. It reminded me of, like, Charlotte when she dresses up, like, after watching the Elizabeth Taylor in Sex and the City. I was like, okay, we're putting on, like, a braver face to, like, go out in the world.
Try to make yourself feel better by looking better. But she's in Ralph Lauren. She is buying a suit, and her card gets declined because it's a very expensive suit. And as she's going through her wallet, she finds Daniel's credit card. How it got in there, I'm not really sure. I feel like it would have been in his wallet, in his backpack, but it is in her purse. She forks that over to pay for the suit, and the sales associate is like, what's the occasion? And she was like, this is the suit he's gonna be buried in. This is his funeral suit. She says, his family haven't been let me be very involved at all, but I'm hoping I can at least pick what he wears. Just so devastating that, like, she can't find a way into the family unit to grieve with them. She has nobody to grieve with, really.
She's in a silo.
And she's doing what she knows how to do, which is, like, shop for some nice clothing. And then we see Laura coming over from Cherry's perspective. And everything that Laura read as, like, oh, she clearly seems to not give a shit. She's just, like, dressed to the nines, speeding in Daniel's car. This is all clearly Cherry in deep, deep, profound grief. She like cleans everything up, goes to the bathroom and like tries to fix her face. She wants to like put her best foot forward in front of Laura. And in that attempt, that is why Laura read that as like callous. In this POV, we also see that Laura doubles down on you weren't invited to the funeral. The reason is you're not family. So Laura makes it very, very, very clear to Cherry, like, not only is Daniel dead, but like, we don't want anything to do with you anymore. Like, you will not be grieving with us. That's harsh. That is harsh, Laura.
That's way harsh, Ty.
Way harsh. I literally was saying it as you were saying it. I love you. Cherry, as we saw, goes over to the house, and we find out that, like, part of the reason she was so upset is she's like, I just want to know where he's buried. I just want to have some way to have closure on this experience. Like, please, for the love of God, like, what the fuck? I just want to know where he's buried.
Yeah.
Since you already had the funeral, like, let me go pay my respects. It's only fair that you allow me to do that.
I have to say, okay, we saw her do that, like, cursory Google in episode 1, I think it was, of, like, his parents. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, why didn't we see her go a step further and be like, wait, what happened to this Rose girl? Like, and
where's
also
she buried?
Yeah, like, where's she buried? Why aren't we doing any, like you said, why aren't we looking at obituaries? Like, why, like, use your primary sources. We have them. Yeah. They're available at a very quick and easy Google.
People don't appreciate libraries or librarians. Mm-hmm. People aren't using JSTOR anymore.
They're not MLA formatting a thing. APA, my ass.
Yeah, Cherry, I mean, I have to assume that stuff is, as we said, because they're super wealthy, like they found a way to like bury it, whatever.
Make it disappear. Literally bury it,
Literally bury it. And then, God, it is just relentless. Like, this woman can't catch a fucking break. Laura's like, leaves her a message and is like, you need to move out of Daniel's flat by the end of the month. Like, you can't even stay there. And it's just like, this poor woman, her world got turned completely upside down. And Laura is just like, I have no sympathy. I have no empathy. No. Like, I want nothing to do with you.
Cut like, clean.
Yeah, exactly.
Also, did we mention earlier from Laura's POV how she blocked Cherry's phone number and deleted all the voicemails on the phone, making it seem like Cherry never existed?
Yeah, this is like, she made the decision to tell this lie, and now in order to fully go for it, no stone can be left unturned, which then it's the kind of thing where it's like, you think to yourself, like, if she ever gets caught, it's going to be so bad. It's going to be so bad, because if they find out the lengths to which she went to make this happen, it's going to look, you can't come back from that.
No, that's going to be another Netflix documentary just about Laura. The crazy mother-in-law.
And then we're back in Spain. Daniel's doing like aqua therapy in the pool. And Laura has mentioned that she put Carlotta on the task of finding a physical therapist who was not only the best and had not only worked with the Spanish Olympic team, but was also hot.
Of course. Also, she seemed older, too.
I don't know. I guess that's what this family is into. So yeah, she's like, fastest way to heal a broken heart. Am I right? Like, the strings that this woman is pulling is just crazy. It's just absolutely crazy.
I just had this thought too. It makes me wonder then, okay, with Marianne, it's like, did she introduce Marianne to Howard to get over Rose?
Oh my God. Maybe.
Had this thought. I was like, that feels like something I wouldn't put, at this point, I wouldn't put past Laura.
Maybe, honestly, like, regardless of, like, the reason why, like, I'm sure she did find her husband's side piece. She probably did. She was like, well, if we're going to do this, I can fuck whoever I want, but I need to pick out your person. Yeah. I bet you she did, because this begs the question, if she can do this in this situation, what else has she, like, fully orchestrated that she thought she was completely within her rights to do?
What happened to Rose? What happened to Rose?
Yeah, that is the lingering question. I hope we do find that out. And then Howard is like, I just don't get it. Like, how could Cherry just fully disappear? And then, of course, in order to, like, continue the gaslighting process, Laura is like, you always think the best about people. And Howard's like, is that a bad thing? And Laura's like, yep, it is. This is such emotional abuse to,
I know,
like, tell your significant other, like, no, you got that all wrong. That's why you got to listen to me. Like, I'm the one who knows best. I'm the one who's got to keep you safe. Like, if this were a man doing this, it would read so much ickier than it's reading. It already reads pretty icky, but like the emotional abuse of like gaslighting someone into being like, you don't know how to read people. Like, your opinion of people and the world is incorrect. You need to trust me first. All right. And then Laura is like, okay, Daniel is in physical therapy. We are in Spain for the time being, but we are going to eventually have to go back. What are we going to do about that? And she's like, he should not live at the flat. Like, Cherry hasn't contacted him. He needs to move forward. Like, that's just going to make him sad. And Howard is like, I mean, he just bought it. Like, he may want to live there. And Laura is like, nope, you are going to talk to him. He will listen to you. He's not living in that flat.
It's giving My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Like, the man is the head, but the woman is the neck and turns the head
any way she wants. Yep.
I'm kind of shocked she hasn't given Daniel, like, Munchausen by proxy at this point to, like, control him. Yeah.
I have it on my list, Caroline. Those words will be mentioned again.
Okay.
But yeah,
remember when we say Munchausen by proxy? It's coming back.
You will be quizzed. Yeah, no, don't worry. We're going to get there. Well, actually, this is when we were going to get there. So conveniently, yeah, this crazy shot. Again, water, we're in the pool. Daniel's struggling a little bit with his physical therapy in the pool. What were you going to say?
This shot was like, I mean, this whole scene was just so much.
Yeah. Like, he's struggling with his physical therapy in the pool, and instead of just letting his therapist handle it, Laura's like, oh, don't worry. And she, like, strips down, gets in the pool, picks him up, and is, you know, rotating him around in the pool, kissing him on the forehead, like, just breathe. It is very, like, mommy holding her little baby. Like, it's creepy. And it is very much in the world of Munchausen's by proxy, for sure. Which I always get this wrong. Munchausen's is what Laura has. Munchausen's by proxy is what Daniel would have.
Yeah. Very Miss Gypsy Rose Blanchard.
Yes. Gypsy Rose. Similar to incest, Munchausen's and Munchausen's by proxy, very hot in TV right now.
Very hot. Very, very hot.
Kind of always has been too. Sharp Objects, like, it's, yeah.
Yeah, Sixth Sense. I'll say also this imagery is giving me like a little like baptism, like rebirth sort of vibes. Also, like, because like that, if you look at people when they like do the baptism in the water, like, and I would say like the Baptist church is very heavy on this sort of specific type of baptism.
Oh, really? The Baptists like baptism?
Crazy. It's crazy. Because mostly, because I was raised Episcopalian, so it's very much the like, you do like they do like the water like on the baby, but like I think that again it's been a while, but I think like the Southern Baptist, like it's more because you're older when you choose to get baptized, so it's like a whole like dunking thing. So it's sort of like this, like he's being baptized, like rebirthed into this version of Daniel that Laura is really wanting him to be. So it's very like Christ-like imagery as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I literally Googled painting of Christ being carried off the cross after I saw this, because I was like, that's what this looks like to me. Yeah, Munchausen's very, very hot in TV, similar to incest. It's like one of those things that's like, it's one of the worst things you can imagine.
I picture Michelle Francis at the whiteboard like, incest. Munchausen's by proxy, sexy ladies, and money. And then, Laura, you did so much legwork to cover your bases. You couldn't put Cherry's name in your phone under something more innocuous, or like also, have blocked her already. Yeah, that's why I was shocked. It's like, you hadn't blocked her already? After all of that? Inspector Gadget, like...
So she freaks out because her phone says Cherry Lane as she's calling, and Daniel's like, what's going on? And she tries to cover it up and is like, oh, nothing, I'm just gonna go get you a snack, my sweet little baby boy, like, don't you worry your precious little head about it. And as she's doing so, then she finally blocks Cherry's number because she has already said her last goodbye, which is get the fuck out of the apartment.
Okay, now this makes me wonder, did she go into Howard's phone and block Cherry on that phone?
She probably did.
Yeah.
She probably did. Okay, then she goes to check her secret phone, the phone in which she's dating her own son. Daniel has not stopped texting Cherry. Once again, mommy's very disappointed. And it's like, what did you think was going to happen? And Daniel's like, I'm at the villa. It's not the same without you here. Don't you miss this face? And like, I hate to say this, but I was just like, ooh, this text would have given me the ick.
I know. I was about to ask, like, how would you feel if you received this photo? I'd be like, immediate, I don't know, babe. It's been nice.
I know. Like, it's not great. It's not great. I mean, like, you feel bad for the guy, you really do, but
you're like, I gotta send you back to the apps, unfortunately.
Yeah. I'm so sorry, but no.
Cut you loose, yeah.
And then we knew this was gonna happen. I know. Like, you have walked in on your son naked with this woman. Like, you have to know that they are sending each other.
You walked
nudes.
up behind him when he was masturbating to her across the courtyard.
Yes. You have to know that they sent each other nudes. You knew this was going to happen, you dumb idiot. My first thought is I had to go back and be like, wait a minute, which arm does he have a sling on? And the poor thing is holding his phone up with his busted arm so that his other arm could be in his pants. I was like, you are like derailing your physical therapy to send this dick pic. Come on.
Dislocating your elbow.
You almost did not survive that fall. You are lucky you still have your arm. Like, do not do this.
I have to say, the eyes are crazy. At that point, crop your head out. Because, like, his eyes they're like googly eyes. Like, there's nothing sexy about that when I see those eyes. I'm like, this is scary. Stop. I'm going to block you.
Inconveniently, this is right when Howard is feeling horny, and interrupts her espionage to go down on her because Howard's a good man, Savannah, a good man.
God, she's so lucky.
This was the moment that I fully lost my mind and could not believe that I saw this happen. I will never be the same after this moment. She gets the dick pic that we all suspected might be, no pun intended, coming.
Also,
I died.
The way it's cropped, the haunting eyes from the last picture are what he did what I said to do in this picture, crop it out. But now we're stuck with the haunting eyes above this, and your head is upside down, and also no one to watch from the balcony. I know. Oh my God, Laura, you dumb bitch. Like, why? First of all, why did you pick up the phone? I know.
I know you heard it buzz or whatever, but don't pick up the phone. You're in the middle of like having sex with your husband, and the last text that you got was kind of sexual from your son. Like, don't pick it up. Oh my God. I nearly, I had to be sedated. I was not okay after
I know, you're like, something has changed within me. Something is not the same.
I was not okay. I was really, really unwell. Anyway, this was the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. And then Laura's decided, enough's enough. I can't take this anymore. And she texts Daniel back. Oh, now we're really playing with fire. I'm sorry, Daniel. I can't do this. It's over.
She went to Burger Post-it University. I'm sorry.
Yes, I'm sorry. I can't. Don't hate me.
Yeah.
Also, this is your mom. Make sure you're ready for dinner later.
Go take your meds.
Oh boy. And then of course we hear the other end of Daniel receiving that text message, and he's like, fuck's sake. He comes out to the, terrace, whatever, and is miserable. He throws his phone. Because from his perspective, this is the first he's hearing from this person after he got out of a fucking coma Like, that would ruin me. And Laura, of course, then, like, covers her mouth and is, like, having a look on her face, like, what have I done? And it's like, bitch, what did you think was going to happen?
What is going to happen? Also, okay, Cherry, if you could see your man being how he is recovering during this, you would get such a huge ick, because it is such, like, straight man behavior to be recovering and just be like, I'm incapable of doing anything. I just take care of me. And it's like, okay, there's nothing less attractive.
My mommy needs to feed me, but I can send a dick pic? ?
Right. I have a lot of questions about the status of your recovery. Not a doctor has been by the home.
Nary a medical professional.
Not a Rasputin. Like, no one.
Yeah. No one with essential oils, nothing. And then we're back to Cherry and Pandora. Pandora, never not iconic, is like, why are you looking at such depressing apartments? And Cherry's like, I'm looking for a friend who's on a very tight budget. And Pandora's like, sucks to be her. Cherry goes home after her wretched day of work, and her shit is on the curb. The locks have been changed. I'm sorry, Laura told her she had the rest of the month. Did she not? And then she went ahead and changed the fucking locks? Like, that is so diabolical. Oh, yeah. Again, this is like, this woman cannot catch a fucking break. And she ends up at a dingy hotel, motel, and another guttural scream into the pillow. Like, yeah, girl.
Why didn't she just go home? I mean, I get it. I get it for the narrative. But I was like, girl, you could just have gone home and, like, not had to pay for a dingy hotel.
Yeah. I am also having the realization, like, literally right now, like, does Cherry not have friends?
I think based off of, like, sort of the illusion we've gotten, I don't think so. I think because she's hidden so much. Like, how are you? I think Pandora is her first, like, lifeline that isn't her mom.
That's interesting. Like, why doesn't she have friends? And then Cherry has gone to Yasmin Karahanani University and has decided to drown her sorrows in a bump of Coke and several drinks and dancing with a hot guy, as we see many, many, many times on Industry. Listen, if you gotta kill the sad, this is one way to do it, for sure. I myself have never done cocaine, but I hear it's a good time.
But I have been to Holiday Club in 2012, 2013, and I went to that back room in Chicago, and man, and they're bumping Montel Jordan, This Is How We Do It, and like, and See the Night at 2 a.m. after a couple of fireball shots. Baby,
oh boy.
It will do ya. But I will say, I don't know if you had the same thought immediately looking at the club. I was like, she's going to run into Brigitte. I had the moment.
I did not, actually. Good prediction.
I was like, this is how, like, that's going to happen. I just, like, felt it in my spirit.
That was a good prediction. I did not have that thought. I was just like, girl, oh. So after the cocaine, all is well briefly, and she's making out with this random guy she was dancing with, and we hear Brigitte's voice, as Caroline smartly predicted. That's a bit of a downgrade, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And Cherry is actually really happy to see Brigitte, because this is the first person related to Daniel that she's had any contact with since Laura totally fucking blew her off. And then she is very confused why Brigitte is so mad at her, and Brigitte manages to say some pretty innocuous stuff that could be taken either way, but of course Cherry reads it the only way she can. She said, we're not exactly going to be friends after what you did to Daniel, and I'm so glad he's not here to see this. I was so hopeful in this moment that Brigitte would spill the beans, but no, it just makes things worse that, like, Brigitte is like, not only have you done something horrible to Daniel, which of course Cherry reads as, like, killed him or, like, contributed to his death.
Right.
She's also like, and thank God he's not here to see, like, what a fucking mess you are now. Like, it's bad. It's devastating.
It's like we've thought she's hit rock bottom, and yet actually we're at Summit 1 and there's still room to go.
And then Laura gets Isabella on FaceTime.
Girl.
She's like, Cherry was drunk. She was out of her mind. She was already snogging her next victim. Like, Brigitte has given me a full report and, like, doesn't look good. And Laura in this moment is like, where was she? Like, where did Brigitte run into her? Like, I don't want Daniel to run into her. And Isabella's like, they were at a bar that was, like, pretty close to Cherry's work. So, like, just tell Daniel to avoid Chelsea like the plague. And Laura's like, that's not enough. We need to get her out of London. How do we get her out of London so that Daniel doesn't run into her? Once again, like, I don't know how many times, I can't, there's no way to, like, escalate my reactions enough to, like, make each one different, because like, every moment was, like, fucking nuts in this episode. So she logs into Cherry's Canesta account, which we're led to believe is, like, Instagram, and she starts writing a post that starts with rich wanker, and we don't really get to see the rest of it, or it says, like, rich wanker foreigners. We don't get to see the rest of it yet, but we know that it's going to be bad. This is just a whole new level. Like, now we are getting into, like, hacking territory and, like, publicly, like, derailing someone's life territory. Like, this is a level of psychosis and also a level of wealth to be like, oh, what's the easiest way to get somebody out of an area of London? I'll just get them fired from their job. You know that she is not in a good financial situation, and you're going to get her fired from her job? That is so mean.
She's kicking a dog while it's down. It's just like, okay.
And then the next morning, Cherry wakes up to a call from Elliot, and she's like, what's going on? Elliot fires her and is like, it's because of your post. Like, you were clearly so shit-faced that you posted this. And he's like, you're never going to work in this industry. And we finally get to see the post that Laura made is rich wanker foreigners buying up London, taking our homes, and my boss is happy as a hog and shit. So Laura is using what she knows about Cherry's desire to create affordable housing and the fact that, like, Cherry comes from a lower income bracket against her, which is so fucking wild. Ugh. And then we get Cherry in the first, like,
I know,
just pair of jeans and a shirt we ever see her in, dragging her tail between her legs home to Tracy. It reminded me of, like, that moment in Bridesmaids where, like, finally Kristen Wiig is just like, I have to just come home. Like, this is it. Game over. And we're back at the butcher shop where I'm assuming she probably, like, worked as a teenager, like, with her mom. And her mom's like, there's always a job for you here, which is so sweet. And Cherry's like, no way in hell, I'm not staying. This is just temporary. Cherry is, like, on the phone in her teenage bedroom, trying to pound the pavement, trying to get interviews anywhere, but they all know her as the girl who posted that heinous thing online. I did have an issue here with the fact, like, why isn't Cherry trying to, like, fight this? Like, why isn't she telling these people, like, I was hacked? Like, I know that they might not believe her, but, like, I don't know. I just felt so wronged on her behalf that I was like, tell them you were hacked. Tell them it wasn't you.
I mean, I feel like she tried to say, I just think, like, they were so quick to just believe, like, what they saw posted. And it's just such a bummer. It's just, you know, but ultimately, I have to hope that our girl Cherry's going to come out the other side. But I was like, man, I mean, it's just, everything is up against her right now.
It's so true, yeah. She also, like, won't unpack her bags. Like, she's going to work at the butcher shop, but she's like, I'm not staying here, I'm not unpacking.
Right.
It's like, this is not my life right now. By contrast, Daniel is now starting to have fun. Our sling is off. We've got a medicine ball in the water with our physical therapist, and we're giggling, and Laura is watching from above like the puppet master that she is, just being like, yes, fall in love with your physical therapist. Yes, I did this. Ooh.
She's a mature
like, rubbing her hands together. It's just so shitty to see, like, how well things are going for her in this little, like, bubble of lies that she has created. Then she breaks the news to Howard that she is ready for them to be exclusive again, and we can get rid of Marianne, we can take her out of the picture, we can take everybody else out of the picture, because things are going so well. Like, we have restored the family unit fully, Cherry's out of the picture, like, we've reconnected again, like, let's do it, let's go for it, let's have it just be us.
Yeah.
And then Howard, you idiot, you fool, is like, well, if there's one thing we've been good at all these years, it's honesty. Similar to what I have said about Cherry, like, being honest about certain things or not other things, I think Howard has been so convinced by the fact that they have been able to successfully have this open marriage that because their communication in that area has been solid and they've been able to, like, sleep with other people and still come back to each other, that, like, all of their communication has been solid and that there's honesty. And Robin Wright's face in this scene is just masterful, because she's like, and he's like, right? And then she does exactly what Cherry does and uses her sexuality to get out of this jam. She's like, let's fuck outside.
I mean, it's clear her issues with Cherry is because she sees herself in her. I have to wonder now, we don't know Laura's origin story. Did she have the same scrappy upbringing as Cherry? Has this all been a ruse? I'm not going off of my hypothesis. I think she had something to do with Rose. I really think this is what we're about to find out.
So she's like, carpe diem, don't talk to me anymore about honesty, just put it in and let's forget we were having this conversation.
Yeah, we're gonna have sex outside. Who cares if Carletta walks by?
Who cares? Yeah, so it's like I had the exact same thought in that moment of like, you and Cherry are so much more alike than you're willing to admit. She did the same exact thing to get out of any sort of like jam. Daniel comes home from having a date with his physical therapist because Laura has played the situation perfectly. He's in great spirits. He's walking on his own. He's smiling. And you know I had to take the screenshot because Laura saying fancy a cheeky joint. Like, what a cool mom. What a cool mom. She managed to get weed in Spain and she's going to smoke it with her son. She's cool.
I know. Also, was this when they were playing Carole King? Was this that
they were playing Carole King while they were having sex outside.
Okay, I was like, don't use Carole King like that. You were using her in a manipulative way. I was fuming that we were using Carole King in that way.
And Daniel is like, by the way, you were right about everything. Cherry was bad. You were the one who saw through her. Also, I think I'm ready to go home now. Like, my body's healed. I'm in a better place mentally. Like, let's go home. And Laura's like, cool, great. I'll just book a jet.
He's just like playing into her hand.
Laura has no problem with this because she has set everything up perfectly. The last puzzle piece that needed to slide into place was, did Cherry get fired from her job? Mm-hmm. And she checks the Meet Our team on Hambidge and Holmes, and Cherry is nowhere to be found. She did indeed get her fired. Can you imagine celebrating the fact that you know that you got somebody fired? Like, that's just wild. Absolutely wild. They get back to the house and there are flowers that are dead and have been waiting. This note is like dingy. It looks like when you're in like school and you're trying to like do a presentation and make a document look old. So you like stain it with some tea. Like, it's been sitting outside and it says, for Daniel's grave, from Cherry. There is a moment where Daniel kind of looks at the flowers sideways because I think they're from the same place that Cherry brought flowers when she met Laura. So he has a quick moment of like, where have I seen these flowers before? And then it's just completely
It's like, come on, Scooby-Doo. Come on.
Yeah. Use your noggin. Then the note gets ripped up by Laura before they go in the house. And she's like, they were from a colleague who wanted you to get better. We're back at the butcher shop and Tracy is putting in the work, trying to get Cherry a date. So Cherry is finally at the point where she's like, you know what? I am ready to unpack my stuff, actually officially like move back home, and I'm going to put things away in my closet. And as she is hanging up, I believe it is the shirt that she first meets Daniel while she's wearing. It's like a striped blouse. She finds this card, Max Cater. This is the card that Howard gave her a couple episodes ago and was like, hey, my property developer business partner is interested in getting into affordable housing. And she just throws it right in the trash because she's like, that life's over. Tracy's like, let's get out of the house. Like, let's go have fun together. They have a night out. They're singing karaoke. They're singing one way or another. They're having drinks. They're living.
Which, like, also looking at the lyrics, I was like, oh, what a very poignant song. One way or another, I'm gonna get ya. I'll get ya. I was like, okay, song choice.
So now we're getting a little bit more information from Tracy, just a little bit. Like, you may not meet somebody else. Like, I've never been able to replace your father, but I've still made a really good life and I'm happy, and like, you will find a way to do the same thing. You know, it's not the advice you want to hear after a devastating heartbreak, but it is probably the most honest advice, which is like, you may not ever be this happy again, but like, you will still figure it out and still be able to like move on and live your life. And then Tracy has a moment where she's like, I'm going to pitch this because things are going so well. you should come with me tomorrow.
Right.
And you're like, where? What is she talking about? She says something about, like, I've forgiven him, like, can't you? And you're like, hold on. I thought her dad was dead. Who are we talking about? Is this a brother?
Yeah.
Where are we going with this? And then the next shot we see, this is the residential care home that we got the bill for.
Mm-hmm.
So whoever's in here, Cherry has been having to pay the bills and has overdrafted on the bills. And shockingly, it is her father, who is not dead. Cherry has said he died when she was 14 years old and has behaving this whole time as if he was dead, but apparently he's still alive. This really surprised me. I mean, kind of as soon as Tracy said you should come with me tomorrow, I was like, wait a minute. But he manages to get out fuck off to Cherry, which immediately sends her straight out of the room. Her mom comes to find her and she's like, no, he like doesn't have any idea where he is. He doesn't know what's going on. And she was like, no, he knows exactly what's going on. Which really leads me to believe that this has something to do with the old Cherry that Tracy mentioned. Also, it kind of sounded like her dad was yelling liar as she left the room. Like, it wasn't fully clear, but it kind of seemed like he was yelling liar. And she seems convinced that he does know what's going on. So, like, did she have something to do with him being here? And then Tracy's like, it'll be fine. Just, like, stay a little while longer. And Cherry's like, no, I got to get out of here. Like, I can't do this. I'm not going back to my old life. And she pulls that business card out of the trash and she calls Max Cater and she gets some of her groove back and is like, you know what? I can do this. She manages to get a meeting, presumably at one of the hotels that Howard owns. And she is trying to convince him of her business plan for affordable housing. And she pitches him something that he's like, well, you're not the first person to, like, think about the fact that, like, the government's not going to do it. Like, we have to have wealthy people be social benefactors. Like, this isn't new. And she's like, no, it's not. But people aren't fucking doing it. And I have the passion to do it. But then, you know, with kind of a wink and a laugh, he's like, yeah, your post about rich wanker foreigners, like, you do know that you're going to need those people to finance this, right? And my girl prepared for the interview. She knows how to spin. She was like, speaking out grabs attention, and, like, rich jerks like you need to start actually paying attention. And because she's powerful and because she's beautiful, this guy's like, you know what? I'll give you a call in a few days.
Like, to quote Hamilton, she's young, scrappy, and hungry.
He's like, did you run this by Howard first? And she's like, no, I haven't spoken to him since Daniel died. And this guy, Max, is like, huh? What do you mean died? He's upstairs having lunch as we speak. And this, oh, I was so excited. I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
It's happening.
It's happening. Can you imagine being in Cherry's head and hearing this information in this context?
No.
You're already nervous about this interview, and then you find out that, like, everything you've thought for the last, I don't know, I'm assuming it's been at least a couple months, has been a lie. I would have needed to be, like, taken to a hospital.
I would be bolting out like the kids in Weapons at 2:17 a.m. with my arms out, like, oh, upstairs, hi, great meeting, Max.
Yeah. Yeah, like you're a sim. Like, you got...
Yeah. I have to pee before I pee in my seat. I gotta go to the bathroom.
And she heads upstairs, and look who's there. Having wine, laughing, matching outfits.
The body language is crazy on this.
It's crazy. It's crazy. They are laughing like they have never laughed harder in their lives.
Like, it's a third date. That's a third date body language.
I know. And for that to be how she sees him for the first time, like, it's not just him alone. It's like him with his mother in the throes of wild laughter when she has been in the most pain she has ever been in her life.
Girl.
And we get those big eyes just staring at the two of them in disbelief. And then the song is, I don't know shit. Again, whoever's doing the music for this, I really applaud you. It's well placed. And that is the end of the episode. How did we feel?
The foot was not off the gas the entire episode. I was like, great, we've gotten this one crazy reveal. Oh no, hold your beer. Like, there's like another one 20 seconds later. So I'm just like excited and ready for I can't believe there's only 2 episodes left. The fact that they've been able to contain this story in 6 episodes is crazy. And I'm engaged with every second of it. They're being economical with their time. This is going to resolve in 5 and 6.
I know. I've been trying not to watch ahead because I want to like be in the present moment for these recordings, and like we're about to like stop and I'm like, oh, I got to get to the couch. I got to watch more.
I know.
The show is good. The show is good, y'all. It's really, really good.
Tell your friends, like, this is actually good. This is not like what we were doing with And Just Like That. Like, this is so crazy. Isn't this crazy? This is like actually, no, this is crazy. Like, holy shit. Like, we need to talk about this.
For sure. Well, we will be back with the next 2 episodes, which I'm sure will blow our god dang minds. Thank you for watching. We hope you are enjoying. Leave some comments. How did you feel? What shocked you? Could you believe how many times Laura had to lie? And we will see you next time.